Good evening. We are sitting in the Shade Tree Commission, February 7th, 2024. We have a quorum. However, we do have a couple people missing, Nancy Walker and Richard Duber. So we have a quorum, though. So first thing to get rid of is minutes. I sent those out this morning. Did people read them? They were pretty short. So, okay. Do we have a motion to accept the minutes?
A motion.
Thank you. Second?
I'll second.
Great. Thank you. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Okay. Next issue is tree capers. That's the only thing that I can kind of think of. We've had an exciting couple weeks, haven't we?
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
but let's start with one of them that's further back of the Morris Avenue tree caper that has kind of stagnated.
Yeah, this one, I think if you remember, was was when Chief Pyle was still acting chief, and he was going to do an investigation, and then he retired. And I was following up, and I've kind of dropped the ball on that. So I will check with the new Chief Magruder and find out where he is with that.
Great, thank you. Just keep it in the works. Other tree capers. Which one would you like to start with?
Well, so we've had some active students, we think, that are that have had some issues with trees for some reason. And as you maybe have seen in the emails that went back and forth, the city staff is trying to follow up with that and take the appropriate action. We had one tree that I think they were both Kentucky coffee trees. One of them won't make it. The other one we think will be able to survive the attack.
Well, and they are an attack. You know, they're an attack on public property, and not just public property, but people feel really strongly about trees, and when people see that sort of stuff, you know, definitely people don't like it. So, when I was looking at it, were they trying to like stick it in their cars to like later sell it or something?
I don't know what they were thinking.
They were just doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, hopefully that maybe they'll be able to learn more about trees and follow up. So, questions? It's very sad. I mean, we talk about them as friends. They're two, coffee trees, and we're all like, ah. So, okay.
What about replacement of the one that didn't make it?
We're working on that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And how about the other one?
We think it's gonna make it.
Okay.
So we're gonna try to. We'll see what happens this spring. See how it leaves out, and
Okay.
be able to follow up from there.
We should put a sign on it that says something about I'm trying to come back or something. Like, seriously, I mean, they now know that these trees are being attacked, and I think that people should realize how many street trees there are that are their property, sort of thing. We should put the other one. You know how people put wrecked cars out in front of high schools, like drinking and driving. We can put our wrecked trees out. Make sure that people, if they see people being mean to them, they say something, sort of thing. So, which is, everybody should do that, because the trees can't talk. Questions on that one? Okay. And about the tree removal up at the code office, do you want to have?
Well, I'm not sure which one you're talking about. What?
The two
Maple trees? Oh yeah. So we've got these are older Japanese maples, and they have a kind of a lifespan associated with them, and those will probably look better if we were to replace those. We can replace them with another Japanese maple, but after several years, those trees just don't look as good. We also have a couple of some kind of a fir tree. I don't know which one it is for sure, but it's actually becoming a sight distance problem for us. So we've talked to the Arts Park and Rec folks. They're the ones that will maintain those, manage those. I don't think we can trim it to get the sight distance, so we may have to remove that one and replace it. It's next to the sign, the code office sign that's located just inside the right-of-way.
Okay. So, any questions with that? Okay. I know some people, it does show that people out in the community are watching what goes on with the trees, sort of thing, especially. So, okay. What else do we have? So I put down landscape ordinance issues because there were some things that might fall through the crack from Roxanne retiring and other people coming on, that I think that we need to look at some of the wording in the various ordinances that rule our conduct, and see whether they need to be updated. I know that some of the bloom pollinator stuff needs to be updated, and maybe this opportunity to flesh out more of a description of how we fit in with the Sustainability and Environmental Committee and stuff, and how we can look. So I will be going forward with that, working with administration, looking at how we can update, because some of our code is pretty old in that terms. So, questions about that? Okay. I think also that will help with communication and stuff with new people who are on the committee and who will be coming on committee, and also with the other new people who are working in the city and stuff. So, okay, great, thank you. So we have new business, but it's kind of old business, but it's new business. It's like a movie. So I think that what we want to do is have committees. We went through our bylaws and we made it so that we could have different committees that we can work on with people who are out in the community can be on the committees too, so that our time and energy is multiplied with what we can do. So in the past, we've had education and events committee that kind of did things with our partner in the on the ground, the Athens Arbor Day Tree Committee, which wants to do things. They want to do plantings and stuff. So that's one committee. There's an educational committee, more looking at things like developing handouts or posters or anything, because we have nothing, and making our information much more available and easy to use, and developing some new ones and stuff. So maybe finding some new videos and things like that to put on. We have the ability. And then there was one that was going to be and I wanted to talk to Richard on this, kind of a technical, how do we start making sure we're looking at trees in the right way, like when we do monitoring or going out and fighting which is the biggest tree on right-of-ways and stuff, and doing technical things like that. Does that make sense? No. Developing protocols so that when a group of students come and say we want to go out and look at street trees, that they do it in a way that makes sense for us and would be done every single time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So develop protocols for doing those things?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then because we have that one tree arboretum project that's on hold because we were going to talk about how we wanted to do protocols first. So I would like for you to be on that, and I was going to put Richard and you with that, because he knows a lot more of what's going on arboretum-wise.
Okay. Well, you a consulting
Yes.
person?
Yes, consulting. So those are my ideas. Did you guys think about things? Which ones do you want to start with?
What was the one before education?
Advanced,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would be interested in
Okay.
doing that.
Mary Reed will be back soon from wherever she goes for the summer, for the winter. And then we can get, because I know Richard had a discussion ready to talk about possible spring, early summer tree plantings. And so, and I will help everybody get these going, you know, and stuff. So let me talk with Richard and then also Mary, and then we'll put you guys together.
Okay.
Great. I will do an education one because I want to get something like a trifold or something. And whoever wants to work with me on that one, I'll let you know. Okay,
Happy.
great, great. So Nancy is not going to be on the commission anymore because her time is up. So we are hoping to have other members, so come forward if we do know. So, okay. The large ODNR grant, do we know anything about that?
I'm not familiar with that. I think
Okay.
Andrew Chicky was working on it. and
Right.
I-
Richard was going to update us, but what he said the last email was they haven't had any information, so.
I don't have an update for you.
Yeah, but that could be, you know, a large amount of money that could really help. We do have more trees available for planting events, sort of things, from Menards. We have our special Menards tree bank, and we have lots of trees still. They had to plant a whole lot of trees on their property. So that will be available to do any sort of planning. I know Mary Reed has some priority projects, so some of those might be just right to go and out of the box start. So, any questions? And I'll get with you and Richard, and we can talk about that. So, cool. Okay. Cool. So, do people feel like they want to work on their committee assignments for the next month and get together? The thing in March is that it's in the middle of break. So, and
When
come
is my
back.
counterpart coming back from wherever she is?
She should be back by the end of February.
Okay.
Yeah, so
So I'll
we
have-
can work and then come together and talk about what we want to do in March. And so people don't mind meeting during break, you won't be meeting, so. And if people aren't ready, we can always meet in April, so, okay? Okay. Yay. And I want to say thank you.
My pleasure.
And you only have to be off a year and then you come back on. Would you like to come up and introduce yourself and
Yeah, so my name is Tristan Kinnison. I am a citizen of Athens. I live on Central Avenue. I am an ISA certified arborist and a professional forester right now. I had worked with Roxanne, I think like last year, trying to fill up a vacancy on the board, on the committee. I was actually living just outside city limits on 682, so kind of stopped. I've since moved onto the west side, and it sounds like some vacancies are appearing. So I thought I would throw my hat into the ring. I think I emailed a resume and like a short, notice of interest to Patty Whitmer. I think you were CC'd, the mayor, and David Riggs.
so I'll put forward a recommendation to the mayor and then he'll do what he does,
Okay,
whatever he does. Great,
but figured I'd come and say hello.
great, thank you.
great.
Any other questions or anything? Okay, then, do I hear a motion to adjourn?
A motion to adjourn.
Thank you. Do we hear a
Second.
second? Thank you. Everybody in, say aye.
Aye.